Welcome to episode 2 of the Get Real podcast with your hosts, Joel Van Mersbergen and myself, Sarah Nelson. Just a couple of North County pastors who are looking to have real conversations about real things in an effort to follow Christ with all that we are.
And it dovetails nicely with the heart of our church, which is to transform real people into real followers of Jesus Christ.
That's right.
Yeah.
And sometimes that takes some real conversations and some just real effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence, here we are.
So let's get real, North County. During this preliminary voyage of our podcast, we are going through our next steps. Thanks.
I had to catch up with those two big words for a minute. Like, oh yeah, she's right.
Preliminary.
Made me feel official.
First. Voyage. But we're going through our next steps. Joel, what are next steps?
So the next steps are the ways that at North County Christ the King we've designed to help you grow in your walk. And we really believe that no matter where you are in life and in your walk with Christ, no matter how long you've been serving him or how not long, there's always a next step that you can take. There's always something more that you can do. And that's not to say that, you're not good enough, because you got to do more.
I'm not good enough.
But it's more like, you're not.
But we don't want to tell you that, because that would be harsh.
Yeah. And we're trying to be welcoming and happy. But so if you come to North County, you're like, man, I really want to grow as a Christian, then we point you to our next steps. And the first one that we talked about last time was baptism. Mm-hmm. If you haven't watched that, go back and watch that, and we'll kind of explain baptism. And so there's the next steps that you can take if you want to grow in your walk with Jesus.
That's right. So if you've already been baptized, congratulations. Good. You've taken that first step. And this next step for episode 2 is very dear to my heart.
Oh, well, whatever could it be?
Whatever could it be? Did you know I've been recognized at a Linden City Park recently by a little kid who came up and said, oh, you're Small Group Sarah.
Small Group Sarah?
I'm Small Group Sarah.
Now you have a name. That's awesome.
I'm like, I want to put that on my business cards.
Oh, yeah.
Small Group Sarah.
Well, now you need to have like a bobblehead or an action figure or a Funko made of you. Small Group Sarah.
Small Group Sarah. So we're talking about small groups today.
Nice.
Yeah. So first of all, before we do that, we've both been involved in small groups throughout our lives.
Yes.
Like a lot.
How many small groups do you think you've been involved with since coming to Christ?
Oh, goodness. I led my first small group at 14.
Wow.
So this has literally been in my DNA, God-given passion.
You've been Small Group Sarah for a long time. At least 5 years.
Longer than I've been Sarah Nelson.
Whoa.
I know, right? So more than I can keep track of. You do youth ministry, which is how I got my start in ministry. And every one of those seasons, I had small groups of students.
Yep.
So,
same. Yeah. We had ours were called cadres.
That's fun.
Cadre, which I believe is a French word that means...
It's like a group of comrades or something like that, right?
Yeah, sure.
Tell us what a cadre means, if you know.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, that's what that was.
That's fun.
It was fun, yeah.
So could you put a number on your small groups?
Oh, man. Oh, probably like intentional devoted small groups, like 5 over the years. Yeah. Amy and I were in one for a few years when we first started coming here about 20 years ago. And the small group eventually just kind of dissolved because we were all young marrieds.
Dude, life is chaotic.
Having babies. Yeah. And it just all of a sudden was like, guys, we can't make it all the time. Neither can we. Okay, let's do twice a month. And then that was too much. And like once a month. And then we just called it quits. Yeah.
Which is why I always recommend groups meet weekly.
Yes. See what happened? It was like the gateway drug, taking 1 week off. Oh, nope.
That's the sign at the beginning of the end.
Yes. So yeah, I failed terribly that we'd open up with that.
But see, we're just being real here, guys.
Yes, yeah.
No, it happens, right? Because especially when you have littles in the house, either your babysitters are failing or you're bringing the kids all the time, and then someone's got a crazy, terrible 2 who's screaming 100% of the time. The kids get hand, foot, and mouth. Your in-laws are in town. Like, everything goes wrong week after week.
Yeah.
And so if you're in that season, I just want you to know I see you. I feel you. And it does eventually change. And now I can't get my
True.
kids to spend time with me, you
Oh,
know?
that's a whole nother talk.
That's not entirely true, but it feels like it sometimes.
So are you in a small group right now?
I am.
Oh, good.
And actually, my small group currently is a mashup of two different groups that kind of changed over time because their members were falling off due to like someone moved, someone else's husband got a job at a different church and they like wanted to be part of that church. Sports, someone got a job, all the things change.
Mm.
And so suddenly we were down to 4 who could meet regularly. And so we teamed up with another group who also was going through that kind of a change.
Ah,
Um, but what's fun is all of those other ladies who are currently not in my group, I still love them. They are still there for me. We are still on Facebook Threads together. Threads is a new social media. I can't say that anymore. Messenger. We're on Messenger now.
Messenger. Oh yeah, not
Yeah,
Threads. Oh
it's
yeah.
the millennial mom's way of staying connected. But yeah, they're still here for me. I send out prayer requests and so do they, and it's beautiful.
Nice.
How about you?
I'm not currently. No.
I know I'm working on it.
I I was, and
Yes, you
I'm
were.
yeah, I was, and yeah, I appreciate the friendships that are developed out of that,
Yeah.
and yeah, but yeah, just life got to be too much, and yeah, for me, for my own mental health,
Had to take a break.
I did, yeah, and it wasn't any of the guys, it was just yeah,
It was all of you guys.
every one of you. No,
No,
I'm
just
kidding.
kidding. We're kidding.
We joke.
But that brings up a question.
Yeah,
Okay. Um, there's a lot of reasons why people aren't in small groups right now.
true.
And in full transparency, like I've questioned at times, even while I had this job, if I needed a small group.
Mm,
So today we're going to talk about all of the different questions you guys might have posed to us over the years or that we've experienced ourselves on like why are small groups important? How do you overcome these hurdles, fears? Sometimes it's literally logistically difficult.
A very important thing is who you have in your group, right?
Yeah,
And it's always fun to imagine your dream team.
that's
Who would be your small
right.
group dream team? And we actually have a bonus episode. And if you want to go find that after listening to watching the rest of this one, we have assembled our own choices, our own dream teams, choosing only from NCCTK staff.
So if you want to know who you should hit up and be like, hey, if you're not in a small group during this season, do you want to come be a part of my group? We are going to give you the inside scoop on who to
Yes.
ask
It's
on
like
North
insider
County
trading.
staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except legal.
So check out the bonus episode. But for now, let's address some of those hurdles and logistical questions and things that people
Yeah.
have regarding small
Let's
groups.
talk about small groups.
All right.
So what do you think is what is the biggest hurdle to people being in a small group?
I think the biggest hurdle is we don't understand the importance.
Mm,
Like
mm,
in our day and age, there are so many things pulling for priority. Like as a parent, you have 3 kids, I have 2, but like the sports schedule, the theater schedule for my theatrical little clones, all of the things. You've got the weight of homework, and if they're teenagers now, so our kids might have jobs,
mm, mhm.
travel, all of the things going on, and then you're also supposed to have regular times where you actually sit down and have a meal with your family. How are you supposed to work full time, provide well, play with your kids intentionally, provide all of their sports and things, and also be in a small group?
It's a lot.
It's a
It's very daunting.
lot.
Yeah.
So, if you don't understand why it's important, then it's not important.
True. Yeah.
So, I would say that understanding the reason behind small groups is the biggest hurdle. So, can I tell you why small groups are important?
Yes, Sarah, why does NCCTK put such an emphasis on small groups?
Well, we do, and I think it's beautiful because community is literally what we were crafted for. From the very dawn of time, we were made in God's image. And when Adam was in the garden, God looked at him and said, "It is not good for you to be alone. You need someone else."
Hmm.
And right now, today, if you're not in a small group, God is looking at you and saying, "It is not good for you to be alone. You need people." So, really, even God Himself is a relational God. right? He has never existed alone. He has had the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and they exist in relationship with one another. And then he crafted us to have more relationship.
Hmm.
So if God himself does not do existence without relationship, we probably need relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are less awesome than God, and we probably
Amen.
need it then too.
Yeah. So, first of all, we're crafted for a relationship.
Hmm.
Second of all, if you've ever read the New Testament or any aspect of it, you've probably stumbled across a one another verse.
Yes.
There's like over 50 of them throughout the letters that Paul wrote. And they go like, here, I wrote some down because my memory is not that great. Um, Ephesians 4:32, be kind to one another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another as God forgave you. Colossians 3:12 through 13, put on then as God's chosen ones, plural, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and so on, bearing with one another, and if one another has a complaint against another, forgive each other, as the Lord forgave you. Romans 12, love one another with brotherly affection, outdo one another in showing honor. And then 1 Thessalonians 5:11, encourage one another, build one another up, just as you're doing.
Mm.
Like these are things that you literally cannot obey the commands of the Bible alone. You have to be doing life with others.
Hmm.
And if you look at the fruit of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control.
Bravo.
Thank you. I always feel like I'm missing one. But you can't do kindness without another human there to be kind to.
Yeah.
You cannot just be patient without someone who requires patience.
Arguably, if you're just being kind to yourself, that's selfishness, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, I do. I do deserve that next guitar.
I'm going to be good and gracious and
I'm so
kind.
kind.
Your wife might have some other thoughts on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that would be unkindness towards
Yeah.
her and towards our bank account.
Right? So you have to have other people to do life with.
Yep.
And even in 1 Corinthians, we learn about the body of Christ
Hmm.
and how each one of us has been designed to be a part of the whole. A foot is no good if it's not connected to a leg. And even if you're connected to a leg, you're like, I've got my spouse. We're fine. You also need an eye to know where you're going, and a brain to send directions, and a hand to open the door because you can't get out the door without the rest of the body. You need other people.
Hmm.
Jesus himself did not go through his existence as a human alone. He
True.
assembled a small group.
Yeah.
He had his 12, and beyond that, he was a part of a larger body. He had the 72 disciples that he sent out, and he was traveling in groups of thousands, talking and eating together and doing life. So, again, if we're not better than God, we're not better than Jesus. We also need community.
Yeah. Very true. Very good.
Well, it's, not rocket science, but sometimes the simplest of math is the most difficult at times.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess like good explanation, because it's one of those things that I think we often gloss over as we attend church. And yeah, it's really easy to feel like, oh, I've done church. I showed up on Sunday.
Right?
I'm a Christian.
I had, so my baby brother, who's not a baby, and I'm sorry, Tom, but you are 6'4" and you're still my baby brother. But he has recently gone to his chaplain at work and said, hey, I'm feeling stagnant in my faith. I don't know. Do I move churches? Do I read a new study? What do I need to do? And his chaplain looked at him and said, well, bro, what do you do at church? And Tom's like, I'm there every week. I listen, I take notes. If I can't make it, I watch the sermon online. Like, I'm invested. And his chaplain said, oh, there's a problem. You're only doing church on Sunday. To be a part of the church body, you have to be living within that community all the time. You need a small group.
Mm.
And so Tom recently came to one of our small group events and got to meet some other guys, and he's reading books now with them and meeting up to do coffee and to text one another encouragement. Like, he's doing that community aspect of what it looks like to actually grow as part of the body. When our kids are little, we don't just assume they're going to make it to adulthood without some sort of peer interaction.
Mm.
Because that is a very unhealthy toddler if they've never learned to share.
Yeah. Yep.
So we know this intuitively just to become a healthy human. you need community. How much more so to become like God, who himself is in community?
Yeah.
We need this.
So good. Hey, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
thanks.
all. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So how do we help people logistically? And this is like in full transparency mode to you, the listeners. This is something that I'm constantly coming up against are all of the new logistical hurdles that you guys are facing, whether it's sports season or the holidays, or some of you beautiful Lindenites have family that requires family dinners once a week, like extended families. Did you know people
Oh.
have large families that are all in town?
Oh, yes.
It's crazy. You're looking at me because you're from here.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah.
I'm not. But
I'm a
like,
native Linden. So,
right?
yeah. I'm like, well, yeah, we don't
Well,
go
yeah.
anywhere.
No, this is not a common situation outside of Linden. I love it. I admire it. It's not my reality. But like, how do we handle these things? So I'd like to talk about that. Some things that I've experienced with questions like scheduling, or I don't have a house that can fit 10 other humans,
Mm,
childcare. And then what do we talk about? So,
that's good.
any of those you want to tackle?
Actually, yeah, I think that's great because, at least in my head, the times that I was going into a small group, one of the biggest points of being nervous for me was what do I talk about, or how do I handle discussion and all that. So what do you talk about?
Well, to me, this is the easiest one
Oh, good.
because there's lots of good answers. Currently, we do a discussion guide every week that's based on the sermon. So if you have watched the sermon live or online, you're prepared for small group. So that comes out every Sunday afternoon and it's based on the themes. So right now we're talking about unfiltered Jesus, right? Like these crazy things that Jesus says that you're like, that is not PC, bro. Like, what are you doing? And we talk about it and we figure out how we respond to Jesus's words. So this sermon discussion guide is going to have questions based on the sermon. You might look at more Bible verses that I'll pull out for you so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. But it costs no extra time for prep for the host
Hmm.
or the members. You just show up and you access the guide on your phone, laptop, computer, whatever you got going on, and you're ready. But if you want more than that, I've also got great in depth Bible studies and books that I recommend groups go through for different topics. Like if you're dealing with anxiety, or if you have a kid who is questioning sexuality identities, or if you want to talk about evangelism as a group. Like I've got all sorts of great resources to help you authentically dive into what is really going on in your life as a group.
And if I may, let me just put you up with the small group discussion guides, like the
Yeah.
sermon that you talked about. Those are fantastic. And my last small group, that's exclusively what we used, and it was, yeah, you do a great job with that. And so if you are out there and just on the cusp, of starting thinking of joining a group or starting one, uh, yeah, it is that easy. And she's not paying me to say that either. But all the questions are right there, good thoughtful points, great scriptures and all that. Yeah, those are
Icebreakers,
really good.
applications, we try to give you everything. And if you're curious, check out the North County Small Groups webpage, ncctk.com/small groups. And right there, you should be able to see the discussion guide front and center on that page. And you can check it out even if you're not yet in a small group. Because then you have one less, like, what if, or one less unknown that you're trying to jump over.
Yeah. What do you say to people who feel like it's just too much to have their home open and have snacks and lead the discussion and do all of it? What
Yeah.
if someone who's like, I can't do all those things? What do you
Same,
say?
same, same.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I joined this small group, I came and I said, "Hey guys, I know this is literally my job. I need to not do it all." And they are gracious. So in my own group, we have two gals who love to bring food. That's like their love language, and it's easy for them. I would be a major chore for me. When I was in charge of my last group, hosting 100% of the time, the only thing I provided regularly was coffee and seltzer water. and they knew if they wanted food, then they should not rely on my cooking. So yeah, outsource it, share the load. My small group right now, we rotate homes. So like this week, I don't have the bandwidth to host. And so I put it out there, hey, who's able to host? I can't this week, but I can come. Um, and then someone else will step up.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, you don't have to do it all to start a small group. We just need someone who's willing to say, hey, I'll be your first point person. I'll help get the discussion going. And then we can move from there.
Nice.
Thanks.
I'm just looking at some questions here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, I think the biggest one is scheduling, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like the biggest hurdle for people
yeah.
getting involved. Oh,
Like
totally.
if it's not because you just don't understand why it's important, then it's scheduling.
Hmm.
And so I want to give you guys permission to create your own adventure, if you will. For our group, like right now, my kid is in volleyball, someone else's kid's in soccer, and we've got a basketball player in the mix as well. And then almost all of us work full time, and sometimes our husbands have rotating weird schedules, like firefighters, or like my hubby's doing work projects all weekend long. Like all the things are happening. So it is okay if you can faithfully reschedule a week or a season because, hey, we normally meet on Thursday nights, but this week or this month, we have 3 different sports happening on Thursday nights. Like, it is just not going to be feasible. For that season, you move it to Tuesdays. Or you say, hey, all of us are moving like crazy. During Adventure Club, we're all going to go and just meet at Woods and do small group at Woods for this season while we drop the kids off. I've even had groups who sit in the parking lot and they bring lawn chairs and they meet up wherever the sports practice is happening because that's their way of loving whoever it is that's trying to juggle all of the adulting responsibilities. And they just meet there. Not a big deal, especially in the beautiful Northwest,
Yeah.
as long as we're not talking about January through March.
Yeah, that's different.
That's different.
Hopefully that's helpful for some of you because I know I would identify with that. In my head, I'm so ADHD. I'm so like so what I cling to often is structure.
Yeah.
And so I think like, okay, when am I going to do a small group? It has to be on this day forever. And if it deviates from that, then like, well, that doesn't work. Can never do that then.
Yeah.
But to hear you say that, that's a great idea. And maybe that will be helpful for some of you. For a season, it just looks different, and that's okay.
Yeah. And I will be honest with you, it does take a lot more effort and intentionality to have a schedule that changes.
Mm,
However, it can be done, right? And if your group is dedicated to doing that, and you're dedicated to dependability and being present with one another, then it's absolutely possible. But yeah, just takes a little more effort.
So if you're in a small group,
Mhm.
what are some things that you can do if you're not the leader? What are some things that you can do to like elevate that experience?
I love that question. I didn't pay him
Thank
for
you.
that one either. Man, this is great. So actually this fall, I'm encouraging every small group to go through a brand new resource that I've created. It's building a small group of purpose and value because sometimes we get into these rhythms and it becomes kind of rote or habit what we're doing, what we're saying. It's easy to slip off our course. Let's say you joined a small group that was all about in depth Bible study and you really wanted to be there for one another, asking tough theological questions. But then all of a sudden, you're only talking about retired life or potty training. You know, it
Two ends
happens.
of the spectrum.
It happens. Uh, hopefully not at the same time. But if so, I'm praying for you. But, you need a refresh every once in a while.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to get the most out of your group, or really you're trying to decide what your purpose is and that this group brings value, check it out. There are some really good questions to ask everyone in your group every year. So, for example, why did we join a small group? Go back to like your roots. Why are we here? Is this group creating whatever that need was, meeting that need? If not, was that need fair of me to have?
Mm.
Or how can we refresh? And taking time to share why you joined a small group with the people you're in small group with is important. Second, what do you need from every week? When I went through this question with my own group, we had some people who just needed people to be there every week. Like, I need people not to get flaky.
Hmm.
because otherwise it's really hard to dedicate time to something if I don't even know if y'all are going to come.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else said they actually need us to reference Jesus and open our Bible every week. You know, sometimes life gets crazy and you're just like, I don't know what to do in this season. Parenting teens is hard. Not that that's ever me, but sometimes we need that reminder of, hey, Jesus is the thing that unites us all and the thing that we are here for. So let's talk about Jesus every week. And then someone else needed the permission to be silly and laugh. And so our group.
Was that me?
You're not in my small group.
Oh, that's
No
right.
boys allowed.
Oh, yeah.
But every week, each person within our group, not just our host, which is not me, by the way, because I need permission to be messy sometimes, but every person will say, hey, I will be there at small group because I know dependability is important. I will make sure, like, people in our group, not just our host, says, hey, it's time to talk about Jesus. Or, hey, we haven't prayed yet, and we want to do that before we leave. And so they'll do that. And if one or two of us ADHD spazzes within the group, is having our laugh fill and we're going on rabbit trails, the rest of our group knows that this is important in how we can authentically show up. That we don't have to put on a mask and be perfect and serious all the time, but we can have permission to be silly. And so they love us and serve us by giving us the space to do that and celebrating our spazziness. Right?
What?
I know. So, yeah, I would say, how can you serve and get the most out of your group? Share why you're here. What do you need? And then dedicate yourself to meeting the needs of others, not making sure your needs are met. But that's really where becoming little Christs comes into play. We're here to serve, not to be served.
And that sounds like outfitting you then for the rest of life.
That's right.
Right, because we should be doing most of our life like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So hopefully our hope is that we have dispelled some myths or helped you with some fear. And maybe some of you are like, man, I want to get in a small group, or I'm interested in that. What do we say to those people, Sarah?
Yay! That's what I say.
Good job!
Woo! It worked, Joel. These real conversations really pay off.
Excellent.
We've got more. No, really reach out. You can find me, Sarah with no H, because H's are eel. Sarah.Nelson at NCCTK.com. Email me, check out our website.
Check out our internets.
The internets are good to check out. But really, reach out. Let me know. I'll be happy to answer your questions and let you know which groups have room for new friends, and maybe even talk to you about what it would look like to host your own group. I've got lots of fun FAQs online, so don't hesitate to check it out.
Who knows? Maybe you'll join a group and Joel will finally decide to join a group again, and maybe I'll be there.
Maybe you'd get the honor of Joel in your group.
Honor, burden, one of the two.
Honor. Yeah. Well, I hope this has been helpful for you guys. We have 3 more next steps to cover. So if you're interested in, you've already done baptism, you've already done small group, what's the next step? I'm not telling you. You have to come back next week.
Stay tuned and keep watching for the next one to drop. Yeah. In the meantime, shoot us a message if you want. We'd love to know what you're thinking. Maybe even things you'd like to hear us talk about.
Yeah.
But you can get a hold of us at getreal@ncctk.com. And we hope to talk to you soon.
Bye. The bye is weird, but that's okay.
I liked it. Okay. I felt clunky on that one.
It was more clunky.
I didn't think it was you. I think it was me. I don't know.
I feel
But I
like
think good
this
though.
one is just the one I talk at a lot. So maybe that was it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it was bad.
No.
I think I may have gotten in my head.
That's just literally my job, and so I talk to y'all.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, where do I come in?
Oh, let me hit stop. You got one more in you?
Yeah. I don't know what time it is, but yeah.
It is 11:30.
Sounds good.